Okay, here we go. Guys, welcome to our coaching call. I love these collaborative coachings. I hope you guys are gleaning lots and lots from these. My name is Megan, if you haven't been on before, and Carissa and I have, and Justin too, have had fun coaching and learning and just, yeah, asking questions and getting curious with you guys because, I mean, this is the thing. One or two people are going to be in the hot seat tonight, but everybody that's listening to this call or listening to the recording is going to be basically being coached themselves because you're automatically going to put yourself in that hot seat because all of us are going to be able to relate to whoever's being coached tonight and the things that they chat about and the things that we draw out of them. So I just want to challenge and encourage you guys to really take notes, to be aware of any mindset things that may be holding you back, or some things that you have awareness brought to as we chat tonight. So we're just going to go ahead and kick it off and jump right in. So Chelsea, I'm so excited you could be on with us tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your plexus story, your rank, and all that good stuff.
Okay, I can do that. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, good to go.
Okay, good. So I got started. Taylor Grant is my best friend, and we've known each other for a really, really long time. She has been doing it for 6 years, and so I've kind of watched her grow. And I started giving my daughter the ProBio 5 and Bio Cleanse when she was a year old for her eczema. And then recently, I don't know, in January, something just clicked and I was like, I have to do this. I just know that this is something I have to do. I really want to have some more financial freedom and just time freedom for me. And so I just kind of hopped on board and went ahead, and I feel like I went full blast into it for especially now it's March. And right now I am senior silver, hoping to go gold this month. And Susan's on here with me too. She is one of my ambassadors who's doing amazing right now. She's ready to get her 6th person so she can get her remarkable tablet. So yay for her. I'm so excited. And yeah, I'm just really excited. My husband and I were talking the other night about just kind of things that we are hoping to gain in our future. And I was explaining to him, this is it. This is what I'm trying to do for us and our family. And I want to be able to provide that relief for him on his stresses and be able to provide us opportunities for more time together, and just being able to be there for our kids and be more aware of our environment and our family. So that's a big reason why I'm here doing this tonight.
Well, yay! Congratulations. So many good wins. I mean, so many awesome things. Did you say how long you have used Plexus products?
Sorry if my earphones, they like to fall out. I have been consistent since January. I've been kind of on and off since my daughter started taking those, and that was 3 years ago. Okay. But now that I've actually been consistent and seen, okay, it does help me too, that's where I was like, oh, wow, I do need to share this with everyone. I think that was my biggest eye-opener. I was like, I have a gift that I didn't even really know I needed. Mm-hmm. Because to be honest, at the time, so I just turned 30 Sunday. And so this whole year, I think it's just been okay, 2022 is going to be my year. I'm going to go through this new chapter in life. But I was feeling so unmotivated, no energy, just very routine. Okay, I have 2 little kids and this is the way I'm supposed to feel. This is just what everybody goes through. And so that's what I was thinking. And so once I started getting consistent on the products, and I was like, oh, wow, I could actually improve how I'm feeling and have more energy and have more motivation, that I'm like, oh, wow, this is a blessing and a gift for me. And I need to start sharing this with everybody else. So that, I don't know, I think that just clicked. And I'm like, wow, everybody needs this. I feel so much better when I take it. So that's been really eye-opening and really nice.
amazing what happens when we get consistent, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So was there something that your sponsor said to you that like just triggered like the I need to do this, or
Yeah.
anything in particular? I'm just curious. Like
Right. I know.
people have been on the products for a little while, or they've experienced plexus for a bit. I'm
Yeah.
always intrigued by like what is the clicker, because I have multiple people Ruby and above on my team that did not start sharing for probably a year, 2, 3 years into their plexus health product journey.
Right. Yeah. Taylor, I'm sorry to put you on spot. Do you remember like what clicked in my mind? Because it was like something where it was, I know you were not prepared for this.
No, you're fine. I honestly don't remember. I remember multiple times me messaging you and being like, you need to share Savannah's testimony, like this is big, like, and I remember multiple times saying like, you should do this, like you should just share it. You'll be surprised how many like people will follow you because you have a personal true testimony that people will connect with. So I think like me probably pushing you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we talk so much already being so close that I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was probably a text saying like, you need to just start telling people.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, she was pushing me to share Savannah's testimony. And then I ended up having like an online event and then going full blown into like, okay, this is amazing for my daughter. It's helped her so much. And then I was just like, oh, I could do this for so many more people. And it's
Mhm.
not, doesn't just help eczema, it helps so much more. And so I think that was just like the click, like, okay, this can provide me all the opportunities that I really want in life. Let
Mhm.
me just go for it.
Yeah.
And seeing Carissa, hearing about Carissa, and I'm like, man, she is a mother of 5 and she can do this, and her husband going through school. I'm like, man, that is wild. And all of these other like testimonies of moms with lots of kids or just very heavy work family life. And I'm like, okay, well, if they can do it, then I just need to push a little harder and I can do it too.
Mhm. Okay, well, I was just curious that little
Yeah.
piece of your story, because kudos to Taylor and to Carissa for continuing to vision cast, even if you weren't necessarily like posting to Chelsea. She was seeing you guys' posts and your bold, just presence on social media and on calls and just different places that built belief, and that little, it's not, the whole consistency compounds things. So Taylor, thank you for vision casting, because you have shifted things for Chelsea in a big way, for sure. And moving forward, I would love for you to define a little bit more about the time freedom thing. Have you thought through like
Oh,
what that looks like exactly? Like what choices you would make that would be different? Just kind of flesh that out a little bit.
yeah. So I work currently as an OR nurse for the hospital, and I work 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. So I'm only off on the weekends. My husband's off on the weekends currently, but that's not a normal thing for him. He doesn't get home till 6. So for us, we have only a few hours at night, and that's spent dinner and kids and bath and bedtime and all that. And so I really feel like we don't get time to connect. And thinking about like our future, like I know people do this for the rest of their life until they retire, but why can't there be something else that I can do that can afford me this opportunity to actually be present in my family, have my husband present, and just all of those. I don't want my kids' lives to just be passing by and I'm not actually there for that. And I feel
Mhm.
like, why do I have to choose something that doesn't allow me there? Why can't I choose something that does allow me to be there? I think that was more of like an awareness, like, I don't have to be this way for the next 30 years until I retire. We can find something else to give us what we truly want.
Mhm.
That's a big thing.
Exactly. So would you still want to work, or is your vision to be home full time? What does that look like exactly?
So I have been asking to go part-time to give me just a little bit more wiggle room so I can spend more time with my family, but eventually I would like to stay home completely. Um, I'm praying for that this year I could make it to a level or a rank where that would allow me to be able to completely quit, and work with nurses in another way from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And that will also expand this business too. So give me continued connections to people and be able to interact. So that's my goal for this year, to shift out of hospital work, move
Okay.
on to something else.
Yes, I think, I mean, the clarity that you have is going to fuel you big time in light of your plexus business. And also, I do want to just add a little caveat, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I didn't mean you only work outside the home and in home is not, you're not working. You're working just as much, if not more, as an outside the job home. But what I meant was,
Yeah.
working outside the home or working within the home.
Yeah.
So what level would that be for you? Have you looked at the income disclosure charts or like the averages?
I have to go back and look at it again. I think it would be, let me see if I can find it quick. Over here. I would need to be closer to senior Ruby
Okay.
in order to fulfill my current job, or my current hospital job.
Right. Okay. And have you mapped out what your next rank is for gold?
For gold, as in like how many points, or what do you mean?
Yeah, points, orders, that kind of thing.
Oh, I would need 30 more points.
Okay. Have you broken that down into how many orders that you need?
5. Well, yeah, 5 level 1s. So if I get to get the remarkable 2 incentive, then I will be hitting gold at the same time.
Okay, fabulous. So you need, yeah, okay. Have you added any level 1s this month yet?
I think, yes, I have. Let me get on here and see. I'm not super savvy with figuring out how to read my website, or the back office, I should say.
Okay. So one thing that I do that helps me is I keep a list on paper. I'm a pen and paper.
Yeah.
So like my new ads and stuff like that, I have on in my journal, my binder. That way it's at a quick glance. I even have like who I've added for quarter 1. And I'll
Oh,
continue
that's smart.
with all my new people, even through quarter 2, 3, 4, just so I can make sure that I am, swinging back through all those new level 1s to make sure that that I'm helping them sufficiently and things like that. So, okay, so you need 5 more orders to go gold. Do you have any silvers?
Yes. Susan, Tracy, and is it just those 2? I don't think Lisa is silver yet.
Okay, so you have 2 people that are already silver.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, what I tell people is by the time they go gold, they need to have at least 10% silver. So
Okay.
out of 20 people, you want minimum 2 people to be silver. And then,
Okay.
you start working on that skill set of duplication while you're going senior silver and gold. So I would get at least 1 more person to silver before the end of the month,
Okay.
if not 2. I mean, the more you can get to silver, the better. What was,
Yeah.
do you have something that you did to help them go silver?
I did a sip and see the end of February for my mother-in-law, and I think that she has like 4 or 5, maybe 5 people now under her.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you told her about senior silver?
She is not as much on the business side. I'm just kind of helping her getting her products paid for. But she has absolutely been willing to do everything I asked her to do, which has been really nice. I've been trying to just tell her, hey, if we could, like, we had a online event recently and we did that for her. So, but I haven't explained too much more about like, hey, do you want to rank up? Because she hasn't shown as much interest on how can I make more money, as in, I think on her own motivation. If I ask her to do something, then it's easy for her to do.
Okay, so this is what your job is as a sponsor, is to keep giving the baby steps. You don't have to show the whole staircase. You don't have to talk to her. I'm so sorry for all these dings, guys. I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn my notifications off without muting y'all. But our job as sponsors is to continue to vision cast. So you're doing excellent job with just basically giving the next step. Oh, and not talking in network marketing language to someone that doesn't necessarily want the business, I think is wise. But where you could say, hey, Susan, is she Susan or Tracy?
Tracy.
Tracy. Hey, Tracy, did you know that you are only 3 people away from unlocking your next little bonus? I think that'd be really fun to help 3 more people. Do you have anybody in mind that we could chat with? And you can even, have you done an online sip and see yet, or was it an in-person sip and see?
Well, we did the in-person the end of February, and then like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, we did the online event.
Okay, and was that initiated by you, just saying, hey, let's do this, or?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay,
yeah.
So obviously she has a circle, and this is the thing too, is when you're helping people duplicate, they're allowing you into their circle, into their network, essentially. So even if she doesn't necessarily want the business, she has people, as you've already proven, that will totally trust her, trust you, and hop on board. And so I would keep a good thing going there, and you do most of the work to help her get to senior, silver, and gold.
Yeah.
And then you catch the vision to be like, you know what, this is really fun. I'm building a community, and this is really sweet. So continuing to vision cast, and I feel like I'm really like, I feel like that's not that that's a word for the year for me necessarily, but it's something that I'm doing a lot more and just being more aware of. And when I say vision cast, I just mean like showing them what could be, or just being the little sparkler of ideas, like you did by initiating a little in-person sip and see, and then following up with an online one. That's brilliant. And honestly, everybody that's on this call should be doing that with anybody that's willing on your team, which means you need to pop into Messenger and find out who is willing, because that's how you're going to structure your month and find out who you're going to be working with. Because yes, part of this business is personal recruitment, but a huge part of this business, which I have not really grasped fully until more recently, is spending time developing people, which is what Chelsea is spending time doing, clearly. And so each month you want to be looking at your month going, who am I going to work with this month, and what events am I going to host and for who? Okay, it's that big question mark. But each month and each week, you need to be initiating those conversations, swinging back to people that said they would host an event or let you host an event, but haven't yet. So just keep that in mind. And especially as we are crescendoing to the end of March. March is a typically really, really high point month, growth month, momentum month, recruitment month, all the things. And so really milk it. How many days do we have left? Today is the 22nd, right?
So we have 9 days left, but
yeah,
Cassie reminded me this month, March has 5 weeks. If you're looking at Mondays to Fridays, work weeks, it has 5 weeks. So in my mind, I'm going, we've got 2 weeks left. That's half of a February. So it's exciting.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just the way we think of it. So yes, that's a whole lot of days to make some things happen and to get some things scheduled for your team, for your teammates on the calendar. So, okay, so we have 2 silvers. You can totally help Tracy go senior silver. And then Susan has 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
she has a bunch, to be honest.
Okay.
She's doing amazing. She's on this call too.
Okay. So is she close to senior silver?
Yes.
Okay, so both of those girls can totally go senior silver, and then you need to work on a couple more people going silver. Have you had conversations with the rest of your level ones?
I have. One lady, Shelley, her twin sister was interested, and I still haven't been able to like get that actual conversation with her. I keep asking her, I keep bringing it up. Another one, she was going to call me today and she wasn't available. So I've been kind of reaching out to more people to try to get more of their friends and family and, hey, you have this blessing. Let's share it with other people that you love. It could help them in ways that you don't know about. So I've been kind of starting doing that, but I feel like I need to do some more.
Mm-hmm. Are these your personal conversations or people's people?
Oh, this is, well, people that I have relationships with through my mother-in-law.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of the people that are on your team, you haven't necessarily personally sponsored?
I have, let me see if I can figure out how to use this.
Well,
I think I
guess
have like 10 people that like maybe 10 level ones.
okay. And then you're signing people under your mother-in-law, but maybe that you know also. Is that how that's working?
If it's like her old neighbors or one of her friends, then I just put them under her.
Mm-hmm.
If like she's the connection to knowing them, that's when I put them under her.
Okay. So one thing I would make sure to do is do what we call taprooting. And even if you're in a three-way message with those people, or even if you're chatting through your mother-in-law, have her send or you send, maybe in a three-way chat, just an invite to make a post. See if they'll make a post. And then if they do that, usually then I'll funnel them into getting something scheduled on the calendar for a little, messenger event or something. Okay. So definitely taproot those level 2s, and I don't know if you have any level 3s yet, but that's a huge area of potential for growth.
Yeah,
also.
Absolutely.
And especially at this level where you can still kind of play mother hen with all your people and your people's people. You're still able to have those conversations and just show even your level 1s what questions to be asking. Because sometimes we think when we start this that, well, if people are interested, they'll just come to us, like if they want to share. I know that's how I viewed my team when I started. I'm like, well, they can just do what I'm doing. Like, don't they see what I'm doing? Where you will have a lot more people do a little something if you're, initiating, which it sounds like you are doing. So, have you mapped out what you need for Senior Gold and Ruby yet?
Oh, no.
Not yet.
I haven't thought that for you.
So gold is about what, 17 orders, I believe. And then Senior Gold would be, just to give you some numbers to think about, Senior Gold would be 250 points. And if those people are typically in your levels 1 through 3, then we're going to divide by 6. And that will leave us 41.6. So about 42 orders for Senior Gold. Ruby is 500 points. So we'll divide that by 6, and that gives us about 84 orders. And then Senior Ruby is 750. Now, don't get freaked out by these numbers, but I think it is good as someone that is thinking forward to this year, transitioning out of hospital work and building a business from home. It's good to have numbers in mind, and plexus math is fun math, right? And so these orders are not going to just come from you alone sponsoring 42 people or 84 or 125. So it can seem like, oh my word, that sounds so daunting, and how would I keep up with all those people? But the thing is, you're going to have amazing people on your team that are great at taking care of people, great at customer care, follow-up, and hosting events, and just basically duplicating what you're starting and doing that throughout your organization. So I would love to hear, do you feel like there's anything in particular that you're like, oh my word, I don't know what I think about this, or anything on your brain that you feel like you just need to like process, either a fear or something that feels scary or uncomfortable?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I think, yeah, what you pointed on with like when you have that many people to have to check on all those people, that's what I think about when I think about, okay, trying to rank up even higher, is how would I even think about all of those people and keep contact with them. That's definitely one for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's good that you're doing what you're doing and like helping your people like host sip-and-sees. And like, you know, at the beginning, you'll do it for people and then you'll start to do it with them and then they'll be ready to do it on their own. So you're training right now. It's kind of like when we train our children, our small children, to do chores with us. At first, it feels like a lot more work, but then eventually they're going to catch on and they're going to actually cook dinner for us or clean the bathroom without us having to be the overseer over them, or go clean the garage or the vehicles, right? So that's something to keep in mind, is that it's not just you. You're going to leverage your business basically by getting amazing people on your team to be helping people also.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else that is kind of standing out as like, ooh, this feels scary?
I think conversations that I've started, and I have to remind myself, it's what, 8 to 12 touch points before someone's like clicks and they're like, oh, I need to try this. But I think being more consistent with my follow-up. Right now, my house is in remodel, my kitchen, and with everything, I think I'm just a little overwhelmed, so I haven't been as consistent these past couple weeks. But I need to be following up when I feel scared that maybe the conversation went really, really well, but what if I contacted them again and they're like, oh, she's, I'm not going to respond, or she's only contacting me about this. That's definitely another fear I'm currently having.
Okay. So a couple of things, unpacking that for just a second. Feeling overwhelmed because your life is unorganized.
Yes.
So plexus can be a space where you are organized and you don't have to be perfect. And I have to remind myself that that's just kind of how life rolls, is there's pieces of our life that are sometimes messy. And like, your house may not be clean when you sit down to do your plexus work, and it's okay. Nobody's gonna die. It'll be fine. But if you're organized and systematic in how you do your plexus business, it'll help you to keep from feeling willy-nilly and like, oh my word, everything's just out of order and it's chaotic. And so for me personally, having like a one-stop shop binder where you keep all your plexus stuff. So you could have a page for your follow-ups, a page for your new recruitment, your team growth. You can organize that however you want. My thing is, don't be overly focused on the organizational aspect of it. Like, be organized so you can be productive, but you don't have to color code, make it beautiful, all of that. Like, if that's your jam, I guess, whatever, but it doesn't make you money. You want to be organized so that you can be systematic and consistent, right, with following up. And one thing I'll say with follow-up is I think the fear of following up stems, if we fear follow-up, it stems from a lack of belief. And I have to remind myself of this also, because I think we can all get in our heads thinking, oh my word, are they going to be thinking like I'm just the most annoying person ever? Or should we shift that and be like, you know what, they may be like I was 7.5 years ago, sick from mold and praying for answers and going from doctor to doctor, really getting the runaround. And then enter plexus, and not only has it completely transformed my health, it has completely transformed our financial situation and retired my husband. He's been home for 5 years with all of our 7 kids, homeschooling, traveling around, all the things. And so I think sometimes we get in our heads about what they'll think of us, instead of thinking, what could this be for them? And thinking in a big picture. And, I was on a coaching call earlier with someone that's newly sharing, and I said, you know what, if you put it out there and you impact one person, it's worth it. because really people aren't looking at us. We're more critical of ourselves than other people ever would be. And, if you ever feel like it's becoming too much plexus related, or you feel like people are, basically feeling like the only reason you reach out is for plexus, you can shift that by talking to them about other things and chatting like, oh my word, I just saw your pictures. Like, how's life? And so I think you as a person can diffuse that self-imposed fear that you'll come across as only interested in them because of plexus, or because of a potential that they may use plexus products or whatever. I don't know if that helps at all, but my sweet friend Carrie, and actually there was multiple people in my life for over a period of almost 2 years that reached out to me or talked to me in person about plexus, and I said no way, or no thanks, I don't think it's for me. But my friend Carrie was the follow-up queen who kept following up, kept sending me information. I wasn't that I wasn't interested, but I was just overwhelmed with life. And so you may have mom friends or people that are even in a different age bracket or age category in life. In a lot of ways, life gets even busier. I know it's hard to imagine when we're in our 30s and 40s thinking, how could life ever get busier? But there's just more people in our life, I think. And like our kids, there's more kids, there's, more relationships and all the things. And so if you're the little voice talking to someone about plexus, it's okay, because you can totally, totally change their life for the better. So does that help a little bit?
Yeah.
I
think that helps.
Okay.
I wrote that down. What could this be for them? And that's what I've been trying to think, or when I do talk to somebody, that's, especially in person, I try to talk to them like, I have something, this is for you, and I just want to see that result.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think there was something that, Jessica Heffley's videos, or every time she's like, basically she bothered everyone over and over and over until they just gave in and did it, and then realized it was so great. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, I could do that too, I guess, in my own way.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing, is big belief carries over. And when you're excited and passionate about it, people aren't going to be annoyed. They're going to be like, you know what? She's so sweet. All right, what the heck? Sure, I'll try it. Just
Yeah.
see, So congratulations on all your wins so far. I hope that this little short chat, I feel like we didn't really get to dig in a whole bunch, but maybe it gave you some ideas for, mapping out gold and senior gold, thinking through not just adding level ones, but going deeper in taprooting and getting multiple balls rolling there. And then thinking through, what the shift looks like as you transition out of what you're currently doing and then move into all that plexus has for you, which is exciting. And thinking through numbers. And I'm just really excited that you had that meeting and you shared your thoughts and your heart with your husband too, because I think that's a key piece to growing this successfully. Is not that our husbands have to all be working plexus with us necessarily. I mean, it's awesome when they do, but also just to have their support, when you have to go hop on a call or you're signing someone up in the middle of, I don't know, a soccer game or something. So kudos for that. It's been great to chat with you. I'm going to turn it over to Carissa, and if she has any other finishing thoughts on our chat, and then she's going to transition into chatting to Teresa.
Yes. Okay. And I loved all of that. And I know several other people on the call already who are identifying with it. So it makes me really happy. And the only thing I was thinking you covered, I really wanted you to say about Carrie, following up with you so diligently. And I've become somebody who I love follow-up, because the busier I get in life, the more I appreciate people who take away all of the thinking for me. And so when I put myself in that position of, I'm here to make it as easy as humanly possible for this person to get this order placed. And guys, when I run out of coffee, I put it off 10 times before I go order it again, or whatever it is that I need for my household. I just don't want to get online and shop and buy something. So I really do approach it like, guess what? I get to make this as easy as possible for you to remember. You don't ever have to worry that you're going to forget about it, because I'm not going to let you forget about it. So and I agree, when I treat it as like my passion profession, I think that people aren't annoyed. Anyway, okay. So Teresa, can you turn your camera on? I've seen that you're on. But can you turn your camera on and unmute? There you are. There's your ceiling fan. Okay, so you're still muted. There you go. Okay, so Megan gave me a little insight into you, but for the rest of the people on the call, can you share a little bit about your life circumstances and where you're at in your plexus business?
Okay. Well, I am a mama of 9 children, and I have 4 at home still. I'm a homeschool mom, and my kids are grown up, though. My baby is 11, so, but almost coming up on 5 years, my husband passed away, and so I've been rebuilding. And so I've been taking the plexus products for like a year, a little over a year. And I really was just taking them for myself. I had every intention of starting my business, but I've been still processing a lot of my grief. And I don't know, I had a goal in mind. If I really hadn't seen a lot of changes in my body and everything from the products, because I wanted to be able to have an honest review when I started to sell the products. And so my oh gosh, I can't think. My goal was a year, and that would have been in February. But around December, I just really, I don't know, something clicked, and I just really started being confident about it, feeling really good. Like my inflammation is gone. I have no inflammation, and it's really awesome. Yeah. So I've had quite a few hormonal things and depression, stuff like that, and mood swings. A lot of it has to do with menopause, but you know, I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, so I had to take that into consideration too. So so I've been having fun. I've just been sharing, and I'm just continuing to take care of my family, and yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So
okay, thanks for sharing. I'm so sorry about your husband. Gosh. I'm gonna say a prayer for you tonight.
Thank you.
So have you hit silver?
Yes.
Okay.
In February.
Oh, okay. Brand new silver.
Yes.
And you said plexus has been a source of some fun and joy for you?
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. Number one, I can be home with the kids, and that for me to be home has really been kind of an important thing for us. So I just want to continue to be that strong presence in my family, and yeah, so I don't even know what your question was. I am sorry.
I was excited to hear that this has been light and joyful, and yeah, that's a wonderful thing. And hopefully, as you continue throughout the ranks and the different seasons, you can kind of keep that as a barometer that this can be light and joyful, and that that's always what you're after. Do you have another job? How do you provide for your family?
Our family, right now, I get a widow's Social Security, basically. It's a widow's, I don't know what you call it, but since I had children at home, I get that, and that's what we live on. And God has provided for us every step of the way. Like I said, I still homeschool, and we all know just because you homeschool your kids doesn't mean that it's cheap. And God has, through different organizations, I have been able to get a grant, and I have had to pay out of pocket too, but I've been able to keep homeschooling, and that's my goal, to get all my kids through school. And So I have 4 more, and so done the other one. So
yeah,
that's
it's
my goal.
immediate. It's very tangible. And so have you taken a look at what rank you would need to hit in order to be earning the income that would get you to the point where you're not depending on that?
Well, I want to be diamond.
Okay. That's not the final goal.
Okay. Yeah.
That's great.
For me, like senior ruby would almost be what I get right now. But I'd like to be, I'd like to be emerald at least.
Yeah.
So, but diamond that's where I'm headed.
Okay. So emerald. Okay. Sorry. I'm thinking faster than I can write. Okay. So senior ruby would replace the income that you need, that you're currently living on. But what is it about emerald that lights you up? What are you looking for?
It's double the amount basically that what I have. So that really gets me excited.
Yeah. So what would you be buying that you're not able to buy now?
Well, I wouldn't have any worries. About, so I've been wanting, actually, it is kind of emotional, but I've been wanting to move. But we just haven't. And there was the main reason was that there's a lot of memories here. But our house is pretty small. All my kids are kind of stacked on top of each other in their rooms, and it's been that way, and they love each other. But they get excited when they think that maybe that they could have their own room someday. So there's that. And then I was going to turn my homes. I have this house, and on my property I have a small little house. So I want to keep this property, so then I would have that source of income. So I'm just trying to be more, minded on how to care for myself when my kids are gone, and just to be my own boss, and because I'm older, and I won't be able to, be in a job where I'm standing for 8 or 10 hours a day. And things like that. So,
and when you hear or when you think about being diamond, what is it about that is lighting you up?
Well, I don't know. I think I like the idea of being able to attain that goal. Right now, I'm just having fun, and I am learning, and it is very much a learning process, and I'm okay with that. So that's another thing. I have gotten discouraged already, but I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I don't know everything there is to know about sales or anything. So I'm just going to glean as much as I can and just try to just duplicate because I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but but just having and also being able to give back to people that I see the need, whether that's the knowledge that I've acquired, or if there's causes that I am passionate about causes, and then I could help them, and so I guess that kind of sparks my interest, that I would have more freedom to give to people too.
Yeah. That resonates with me, because there were a lot of things I could use the income for, but deep down, my biggest why was I just wanted to prove I could do it. Like I wanted to show myself that I could do it. And it was a very powerful why through all of it. Well, you may have kind of already said it, but some of the things that you've gotten discouraged about so far, what's like top example of that? First thing that pops to mind.
What people are thinking, what am I doing? Why did I choose a multi-level marketing? Why am I filming myself? whatever. Why are you contacting me after all these years? Whatever.
All those things.
All those things.
When you never put yourself out there, we are just very blissfully protected from all those worries. Just occurred to me but how many people are thinking how brave you are? How many people are thinking what an overcomer you are? We tend to really zero in on what are the worst things they might be thinking. But maybe y'all can show her some love in the chat, because there's a ton of people on here that have never met you before, and they've heard that you lost your husband 5 years ago and everything that you are trying to do for your family. And I'm sure there's a lot of love welling up. So I hope y'all will pipe up about that. But I'll say this, that I have found this helpful. First of all, most people are not critiquing you. Most people are not. And so, but on the maybe the rare occasion where 5 or 10% of people are critiquing you, they're probably doing it to themselves. And then you'll have a tinier percent, maybe 1% of people that are critical to you. And I have found it really helpful to say to myself, that is not true about me. I'm super curious why they think that. And I always remind myself that pretty much 99% of what people perceive about the world around them is them projecting part of their story out. And that's how people cope. And so I'm able to take a posture of, here's the truth about me. Here's the truth about what I'm sharing. Here's the truth about what I'm doing. And anybody out there has full permission to have whatever thought they want to have.
That's right.
And that thought is theirs. Mm-hmm. And I can just find it interesting. That's an interesting thought. I don't have to adopt it. I don't have to believe it. Here's another question. Do you build primarily I'm guessing you market on social media? Is that how you do a lot of your sharing?
Yes.
Okay. And then are you actually initiating conversations one-on-one with people too, or are you more waiting for them to respond as you?
No, I've been initiating my conversations. I don't have a lot of response, but I'm not giving up on that. There has been, and I'm keeping track of all of my conversation, or all of my people I talk to daily. No, I don't write all my conversations down. But so I'm doing that, and if I get a response from them, then I'm following up with them. Mm-hmm. But the other ones I file, and then I might touch base with them again, in a week or two.
Good.
But yeah, I am initiating my phone calls or my texts.
And then with your posting and marketing, are you starting conversations with everyone who shows support? Everyone?
Yes. On the, even if they're just looking at it, mm-hmm. What I've done is I'll say, hi. It's okay to say hi to me. It encourages me too.
I love that. I love that.
I'm like, well, I have all these people, that are that are looking or that are watching or that are, that never say a thing. And I'm like, just give me a smile or something. You don't have to talk about plexus, So
that's so great. Keep that up, because the more fans you have, the more cheerleaders you have, the more people will feel comfortable referring to you, or the more you will pop to mind when they have someone in their life who, or simply when the timing becomes right for them, when a health issue does pop up. So keep that up. That's phenomenal. And just the more conversations you're starting and the more new connections you're making. How often are you posting about the business?
Well, see, I have my Facebook group that I first, when I first started, back a year ago, and I've been keeping that pretty active. I post in that 1 to 2 times a day. I created a group just for my VIPs so I could give them all the information for what they need to do. And then I've been trying to put something in there for an encouragement to them. And today I read a devotion, and I realize that people already have their own things, but I want them to know that I truly do care about them, because I have people that really aren't. The 3 people that I have, one, I know that he's an elderly gentleman, and I don't know that he's going to do anything, but he might. Yeah. And a couple are, one's a really busy mom of almost 10 kids, and the other one is, she's lost her dad and her brother recently, so she's just not ready yet. So I just want them to know that this is a place that I created so I can help to answer questions. I can help, train them and show them that I do want to help them to grow. And it's not just for them. I really wanted to have a place for when I started getting, VIPs or anybody on, that I can, just start pouring into them. Not that I know that much more than they do, so we'll be learning alongside each other, but it's still a place. I'm also on Instagram, and I've been trying to do 1 to 2 posts a day on there, and I'm learning more about how that works. And just utilizing the whole reels and just the stories and just posts, and on my regular wall too.
Okay. And so do you feel like your posts are primarily product and health focused, or are you actually saying, like, I right away wrote down this thing about, wanting to move? Like, have you put that out there, not just in your group of your existing buyers, but to your broad audience? Here is why I share about Plexus, and talking about some of the things you're wanting to create for your family. Have you done that?
No.
Okay. Has it come out? Have you considered it and not done it, or is it just hadn't thought about it?
The purpose of that would be, I don't understand.
Oh, okay.
I guess that one is, that stumps me.
Okay. You are trying to attract people who want more out of life. And so you have to start putting it out there that you want more out of life. And here is what it looks like. There are going to be people who maybe don't know yet that they want more out of life until you start to paint the picture for them. Or there might be people who really want more out of life, but they have told themselves it can't be done. And so then you paint a very specific picture of what it means to you. And they go, well, if she with 9 kids that she is caring for on her own is going to get out there and pursue that, maybe I can too. So we're doing this from a product and health standpoint. We're trying to open people's eyes up to what's possible for their health. But since you want to be emerald and diamond, you're also wanting to find people who want to open up doors for their future financially.
Right.
So truly there are 100 different ways that your posting can build belief and inspire related to joining your business. And so that's just one example, is posting about what you're wanting out of this business that you're creating. Another thing I like to teach all the time is, like, I really am trying to build belief in this business every chance I get, but at least 50%. Like, if I'm trying to build belief in our health transformations and our products, half the time I'm trying to do the same thing for our business, as though our opportunity is a Plexus product.
Yeah.
And so not just talking about your why in detail, but also talking about really truly anything in the course of a day that feels like a blessing to you because you're a part of the Plexus business. So it might just be the people on Megan's team and something encouraging someone says to you that day, and you can be like, look, this is a text I got from one of my coworkers. I am so blessed to get to be a part of such a great team. Hey, you could be a part of this team too. it's not just, woohoo, I earned $100 this month, even though that's huge. It's anything you can do that is starting to draw in people who want that out of life. So that's one mini challenge to you, is talk about what it would mean to you to be able to move. Talk about what it would mean to you to be able to give and bless. And honestly, the more specific it is, the more broad the reach. The more specific you get as you're telling your story, the more someone else is able to see themselves in it, even though it looks different in their life. When we use like vague, bland language, I think it reads like an ad and people just kind of skim right over it. So the more vulnerable and the more specific you are, the more it will connect. Have you, in your reaching out, same question, are you reaching out to people who need a health transformation, or are you reaching out to really admirable people that you think could have a great impact in the business?
Both.
Good.
I have two friends, or actually two friends that have MS, and a cousin that has MS.
Wow.
And I would really love for them to, get on Plexus, to have the experience, to see if this would help them with their energy, everything. But so far, that hasn't been what they want. Money seems to be a big barrier, and with a lot of people that I talk to. And then, it is for me, but I see it as a really important step that I need in my life, and it's for my business too. So, that's what I use it. And I have been talking to people that I feel like that would be great for, like one of the ladies on my team already. She, I think once she decides that she's ready, she's gonna explode. But she specifically said, Teresa, I am not ready to share. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So what do? You keep loving on them. And that's why another reason I wanted that group, because I'm like, wait, if anybody's just even a little bit like how I was, a little skeptical or whatever, you got to kind of baby them along, especially in the beginning, because I'm sending videos to, and like little, hey, you're doing really good. You got to hang in there, because I have one of the people are like, I'm not seeing any results. I'm like, you've only been on the products for 3 weeks. You've got this, So, yeah, just trying to get them over their skepticism, I guess. So,
yeah. Okay. So first challenge is to make sure that as you're posting, you're also doing it to your broader audience. And what you're doing in your group is really good. So keep doing it. You're building community and trust there. You're continually dripping belief. You're helping confidently troubleshoot them through early phases. So all of that is very good. But make sure you're continuing to post to your broader audience, and make sure you're weaving in the business, the blessings, and what you're trying to create as from your, for your income and for your family, for freedom. The second thing I would say is, I think it would be good for you to challenge yourself to start creating a list of dream team people. And that doesn't necessarily mean they have a health struggle that they need transformation with. It's going to be more along the lines of who in your life has shared values, and who in your life is well known and well trusted, and savvy, wise, relational. So you're going to want to have a list of those people and start praying over that list of people, and reach out about them doing Plexus with you. And sometimes you won't even know if they have a health struggle, but you're wanting to really key in on how you can multiply the impact you're having through Plexus. And the way you do that is by planting other sharers And so I would start a list of names and have that kind of ever before you, because it just, honestly, it just opens you up to opportunities. And to me, when I have time to jump online, or when I have time to connect over the phone or whatever, I want that to be my priority. I want those people to be my priority, because they can make exponentially more impact. So that. And then, do you have a goal for when you're going to hit senior silver?
Well, I was just trying to go gold this month, but I haven't got anyone yet. But I wasn't that discouraged.
So you're already senior silver?
No,
okay.
Not a senior silver. I was just trying to shoot for gold this month.
Oh, gotcha.
I was just going to jump. But I haven't got one yet this month, but that's okay. The month's not over with. And so no, I don't have an idea. Possibly next month. So.
Okay. So senior silver. And hey, I wouldn't skip any little win, because every win is very significant. All of us started with adding our first person. So if we set a goal for senior silver, I think that is very doable even by the end of March, because we have 2 weeks left of March. So are your three current buyers, do they have their 100 PV this month, or will they?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that would be 6. If you were to get 6 more people on board and earn the Remarkable tablet this month, that would get you to senior silver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. And I have actually, I've got a lot of people that I've been corresponding with, sending samples to. I've had more than one event, so
Good work.
I'm working. And
yeah,
it's just a matter of time, I think.
Do you think that it feels like you said you feel like money is one of the biggest objections that you're running into with your network?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah.
So do you try to gear your posting toward that objection? I try to save, like on Facebook, when you save a post, do you know how to save a post?
Yeah, there's a little tag on the right-hand side, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can create mini folders. So I have one saved for post ideas, but you can get even more specific and have post ideas for different things. And I love to collect post ideas that address different objections. Okay. So that way, ongoing, as people are watching my journey, and since you're already doing this, when you reach out to people and say, "Hey, it's really encouraging to me that you like my posts or comment on my posts, thank you so much," that encourages them to keep it up. And so as people are continuing to watch what you're doing, you can be preemptively addressing different objections. And if you feel like cost is a big one for your network, you can start really hitting that hard with your posting. Okay. I also have a book recommendation for you, and it's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Okay. Have you read that?
No.
Okay. I read it a couple of years ago, and then I reread it this last month, and it's been very helpful.
No, the book that we're doing in our group, the One Team group, the Momentum Makers, the Success Principles. Yes. I love that book.
Okay.
It has helped me so much. Oh my goodness. And I don't actually have a physical copy, so I'm listening to it. So I can't actually look at the pages when we're doing the book, but I've been taking lots of notes. And sometimes I can't find my notes because I've been somewhere else taking notes. But anyway, yeah, books, they're great.
Yeah, and I've heard good things from Megan about Success Principles, and I know firsthand from Megan that Secrets of a Millionaire Mind is probably among her top 5. Okay. And so I think reading that is going to open your eyes to areas where you may be held back and areas that might be holding your network back. And so that's something I would start weaving into your posting, just because you can help people in your audience be breaking free from some of that. Okay, so those are my little challenges to you. That book, some posts about, well, lots more posts about the business, lots more posts about your why, and maybe adjusting your goal a little bit to getting 6 more people this month so you can get to senior silver. And if they're personal ads, you get the Remarkable 2 tablet, but they don't have to be personal ads. And the people on your team, while they may not want the business, we can come up with all kinds of ideas to help one person add one person. Even if they're not a business builder, it may just be, hey, I was thinking of you today. I know that you've seen XYZ benefits. Do you know anyone else who's struggling in the same way? I would love to help them out. I would love to help you help them out. Every day kind of thinking for how you can help people, just help them invite and get some traction going with those people.
Okay.
All right. Well, bless you.
All right. That's nice. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for being on and for sharing. Okay, friends on the call, before we sign off, Megan, I'd love to hear if you have anything else you want to add, but I want to give a plug for the Emily Gibson call that Megan encouraged me to watch a training before this coaching, and I watched it today, and then I proceeded to very passionately send it to so many people on my team. I felt like it really, really got me. So I'm not going to put a link for it since the chat's going to go away. But if you go to YouTube and go to Emily Gibson on YouTube, it's like the top most recent thing in her channel. It's called March Goals. But like we've said, March is not over. March isn't even close to over yet. And here we are, 9 days till the end of the month. I watched it today and it helped me so much. So I would love to challenge everybody on here to watch that tonight, or tomorrow morning before your kids and family wake up. So, and Megan, is there anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
No, I guess I totally forgot to open in prayer. So if you want to close us out in prayer, then send us off. That'd be great.
Okay, awesome. Dear Lord, I'm really so thankful for everybody that carved out the time to be on here tonight. I'm so thankful for the courageous action that each of them has already taken, because to even be part of this call, we said, we want you to take some courageous action. So for what courageous action they've taken so far, we thank you. We thank you for providing the boldness and the courage to take those steps. And God, we pray that they would see fruit. And sometimes the fruit isn't always a sale. It isn't always signing a new business builder. Sometimes the fruit is just, we learn something about ourselves. We learn that we can overcome, or that we can adopt a new skill. So I pray, God, that you are producing fruit in each person's life and showing people that they can overcome, they can learn new skills, they can do hard things. And I also pray for the other fruit, God, the fruit where this would really bless them with income and with new customers and new business builders, because we know that when those things come, we're able to enlarge our influence. We're able to have extra money to do more good with. So we pray for all of that. We thank you for what you've provided so far, and we ask for more, please. God, you are the giver of all life, of every blessing. And so our primary posture should be one of receiving. And so we want to receive every good thing you have for us and every bit of growth you have for us, even when it's uncomfortable. Thank you for the women who shared tonight, who put themselves out there. And I pray that there was lots gleaned from everybody on the call tonight. So we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, bye guys.
Bye everybody.